Okay, welcome back. Now, I'm going to show you how to use the calculator to get the same value. Okay? So let's do that. So now, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your list. So again, we're going to go to our second stat. So second stat, and then we're going to do edit. Oops, sorry. I hit the wrong one. I don't want list. I just want stat, not second stat. Stat. Okay? So if I do stat and then edit, which is just the first one. Now there's my old data set. Now I can use L2. Okay? So I can go over, if I use my cursor, I can cursor over to L2 and I can put all my data in here. Or I can clear this data set. Now how do I clear this data set? Now pay attention, be careful. Okay? So I'm going to go up and highlight. See, now my cursor is highlighting the list here. Now I want to clear this list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this clear button. Okay? Do not use the delete button because the delete will hide this column and this column will disappear. Okay? So do not use delete. Use clear. So if I hit clear, watch what happens to all of this, right? These are all my numbers down here. Watch what happens when I hit clear. It disappears. Now I'm going to hit enter. Now if I hit the enter key, watch what happens to the list. Now it's gone, okay? Now I can enter in my new data set. So I'm going to enter in these numbers. The order, when you put them in your calculator, you don't have to, now listen to me, when you put it in your calculator, you don't have to put it in any kind of order. Your calculator will handle it just fine. So I'm just going to put these numbers in like so. Okay, so now there's my numbers. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my second stat. And now I'm going to go over to math like I did before. And now I'm going to go down to right here where it says median. So now I'm going to go down to median and I'm going to hit enter. Oops, oh, see what I did? I didn't quit. I didn't quit out of this, and so it put it in here. That's not what I want. So I'm going to quit out of this real quick. And so I want to go back to my home screen. Now what I want to do is I want to go to second stat and then go over to math. And now I'm going to go down to 4 for median, and I'm going to hit enter. And now that's where I want it on the home screen. So now what I'm going to do is I want L1. So now I'm going to do second 1. And now I've got L1 in there because what I want to do is I want to take the median of my list 1. And so now if I hit enter, look at that. I get 59. Easy peasy. All right. Other than that, I'll see you next time. We'll talk about mode. And I think that'll wrap it up, but have a great day. Okay, so welcome back. And the last topic we're going to talk about in this video series is going to be the mode. Okay, so the mode is the last measurement of central tendency that we're going to talk about. So the mode, very simply, is the most frequent value or values that show up in a data set. That's it. So there's no calculations involved. You're just counting values, and whichever value or values show up with the greatest frequency, that number or those numbers are your mode or modes. Okay, so what's unique about the mode? Well, one is it's not unique. When you calculate the mean of a data set, that's it. There's no other mean. If you find the median of a data set, then that's it. There is no other median. Okay, so in those cases, the mean and the median are both unique to the data set that you're using. Okay, so there's only one. Unlike the mode, There might be more than one, or there might not be any modes in the data set. Okay, so here's how it works. So mode by definition is just the most frequent value or values in the data set. So the first thing you want to do is identify all of the values that show up with the greatest frequency. There might be one, there might be more than one, there might not be any. Okay? 2, if no values show up in step number 1, then there are no modes, and we would just state that. In step number 3, it says if there is more than one value that shows up with the greatest frequency, let's say there's a tie between more than one value, then we would list all of the values as the modes, right? So we could have no modes, we could have one mode, or we could have multiple modes, okay? So let's look at some examples. Okay, so welcome back. And so now in this example here, we have a restaurant. And so we're looking at the pay scale for different positions within a restaurant. And so we've got cooks make $8.50 an hour, servers $17.15, busboys or busgirls are going to be making $7.15, dishwashers are $7.25 per hour, and managers are $10.50 per hour. Now, what's the mode? The mode is the most frequent value that shows up. So in this case, the mode, there's only one, and the mode is $7.15. And that's the mode. Now, what if I had an example of shift? Let's say I have a shift at a local mall, and we have different shifts. Okay, so in this example here, we have a local mall store, and they have 3 different shifts available, right? You could work a 4-hour shift, 6-hour shift, or an 8-hour shift. And so in this case, if we ask ourselves, well, what's the mode? In this case, there is no mode because there's nothing that shows up the most frequently among the 3 shifts or shift types. And so this would have no mode. This would have one mode at 7:15, oh, here. This would have no modes. Okay. We'll do one more example. Okay, so last example here. So let's say we have a data set like this, right? So I can ask you, I could give you a data set like this, and we could stick this in our calculator, right, in one of our lists, and we can find the mean and the median, okay? But in this case, we really can't do that with the mode. Or actually, will this give us the mode? It might give us the mode. Let me check the calculator as well. I don't know. Typically it won't, but let me just double check here, just to be on the safe side. And no, there's no mode function. And the reason why is because it's such a simple thing that they don't put in the calculator. So what we have to do is we have to do this by inspection. Okay, so we look through the data set. Now the easiest way is to order this data from least to greatest. Okay, if we order the data from least to greatest, we can find the mode. Okay, so let's try to see if we can do this by inspection. Okay, so 76. Okay, we've got 76 here, here, and that's the only one. That's 2, right? So 76, there are 2. Yeah, so let's cross those off. And then 77. 77, we got 1 here, 1 there, 1 here, and I think that's it. So 77, oops, not 72, 76. So 77, we have looks like 3. Okay, so let's cross those off. And 91, how many 91s do we have? 2. Okay, so 91, we have 2. What about 71? 71, we only have 1, it looks like. And then 83, how many 83s do we have? It looks like we only have 1, 83. And then 97, we have 2, right? We have 97 here, 97 there, and that's it. So 97 is going to be 2, so we'll cross those off. And then now, what about, next one's 87. So 87, we have 1, 2, and that's it. So 87 is 2, so we're going to cross those 2 off. And then 88, we have 1, 2, so we have 2 of those. And then 93, how many 93s do we have? It looks like we have 2 of those. So 93 and 93. So far, 77 is the mode. 81. Do we have 81? Let's see, 81. There's only 1. Right? 81. And then 63, there's only 1. 79, only have 1. So now it gets a little easier since we've got less to go through, right? All of these are already marked off. 74 is only 1. 68 is only 1. 90 and 84. So the rest of them are only 1. So it looks like the mode in this data set is 77. And that's it. Have a great day.